to Cloak Manor. Now let me take your coat.
The premise of Sleuth is, it takes place at a manor house called Cloak Manor. Andrew Wyke has invited a young gentleman over, Milo Tyndall, and it turns out that Milo has been sleeping with Andrew's wife and wants to marry her.
Milo Tyndall, he's kind of a struggling, young-ish Englishman who owns a hair salon in South London. He fancies this gentleman's wife, and he's a guy that seems like he's had a bit of a past, bit of a rougher upbringing, and he's kind of trying to do the best he can in the world in which he lives.
Oh, Andrew Wyke, very distinguished gentleman, probably born into some money, so he has a lot of idle time, and one of his hobbies is writing mystery novels. He's very, very flamboyant, extravagant, very, very witty, extremely well read, and very much of the class born, very mannered.
I think the genre is a really fun murder, mystery, thriller genre. It's complete with games and spooky tricks. It's a little chess game going on, and seeing which pawn you're willing to sacrifice in order to take the queen becomes very interesting throughout the first act, especially.
It gets a bit caustic at the beginning because you kind of realize that Andrew is a little jealous. He's not quite willing to give Marguerite up as easily as he says he is. He asks my permission to marry my wife, and I say, oh yes, of course. But we find out later on that that's not quite as easy as Andrew would have liked it. So there's a bit of tension, quite a bit of tension in our dialogue at the beginning.
No, you listen to me!
And it really is about the repartee between these two gentlemen. That's what makes the play, is the fun that Andrew has in playing with Milo, the first half, and the second half somewhat of Milo perhaps playing with Andrew.
Whose fault is that? It's not a fault if you can afford it.
Gage Williams set, it's wonderful. He's used the spiral staircase, which not only goes up to the balcony there, but also goes down to a lower basement. This theater, you know, Charlie wanted this kind of reimagined a little bit based on how the theater is in Boise, Idaho, with this kind of bar area and these banquettes here. It's so intimate. There's not a bad seat in this theater, and the acoustics are great, even underneath the awning here and the balcony and the Lincoln boxes. And there's so much history in this theater. I mean, Stanislavski was on this theater, and Noel Coward. So you feel, I mean, when the ghost light, Natalia's very curious about the ghost light that's on there now, which is to kind of keep spirits at ease, but there's a lot of history here. We're on the shoulders of some very, very, famous, incredible actors that came before us. Well, the feedback that we've been getting, all of my friends that have seen it, they just say it's one of the best things they've seen here at Great Lakes in a long, long time. And I think it's very exciting. I think it's stimulating. I don't think you'll be bored. It's pretty short. And I think you'll leave, quite excited about what you saw. And it's a very good show.
It's a fun experience, I think, especially with this set, in this theater, this amount, this house, this number of seats. It's a very fun, unique, fairly intimate, hopefully exciting evening.
Well, cheers. Cheers. You'll forgive me if I just tidy up a bit. I've just reached the